copy of the plan, and not one page in there involves people leaving town by floating face down, okay? You get out there. So when I saw the whatever was going down in New Orleans, as the hurricane was arriving, I called FEMA. I kid you, I recorded this as I do. And I said, wow, I want to see that evacuation plan you guys are doing. Is it online? Where can I get a copy of the evacuation plan? They said, we can't locate it. I kid you not. And then a couple days later, they called back. They said, actually, it's, FEMA is now part of the Department of Homeland Security. It's confidential. All right, in case Osama's in there, they didn't want him to get out, right? Okay. And you saw what they had in mind for those people, for our people. So I went and said, oh, a little birdie finally did give me their draft evacuation plan. And that's when I discovered that it was done by that contractor, Innovative Emergency Management. And I did ask, I kept asking, as you saw in the film, what are the qualifications of these guys? And I got a press release dated June 3rd, 2004. This is a year and a half before the hurricane, right? And it says, given this area's vulnerability, unique geographic location, elevation, troubled escape routes, a plan that facilitates a rapid and effective hurricane response and recovery is critical. Good. And I said, what's their qualifications? Well, it was pretty impressive. When I looked at it, I said, yeah, because they had James Lee Witt would lead the team. He was the head of FEMA under Clinton and really knew his stuff about getting people out alive. And Mr. Witt said, don't know these guys. And I said, are you telling me that the United States government and its contractors would commit a fraud upon the American public? No, I don't believe that. I can't accept that. Now, I want to go back to what we saw the woman ask on the screen. What did we see on the screen? She was asking, standing in front of her house, what are we going to do? What am I going to do, mister? Where am I going to go? And that's the question I have for you tonight. What are we going to do? Where are we going to go? See, it's a question for all of us to answer right now. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you I know everything. I know a few things. I mean, that's why in the new edition of the book, I didn't just steal how they have stolen the 2008 election, but a little added chapter called How to Swipe Back Your Vote. Take it back. If they steal it, we'll steal it right back. Legally. That's why I got the lawyer here. Take it back. Okay, we begin with it. How do we do that? We got that. I don't know. I can only tell you what I can do. I'm just an investigative reporter. It's just the facts, man. We got a team that digs, okay? Some of you are broadcasters. Some of you are masseuses. Whatever you can do. What I can do as a reporter is give you the facts. So what I've decided to do tonight is give you the facts. See, I have now placed my copyright in Armed Madhouse into Creative Commons copyright. That means I don't own it no more. Okay? You own it. See, the book is mine, but the information is yours. Now get it and spread it. It's yours. You want a photocopy of the book? Send it out. Fine. I know that this is a lovely surprise for my publishers here tonight. Thank you. And they probably want me to mention it's cheaper to buy the book than copy every page. But look, it's very important. Get it and spread it. I don't care. Photocopy that section on Take Back Your Book. I'm going to give it to Randy to put up on the Air America website. You're going to be required to memorize it. Whatever. Because there's many fronts here. And if you're a teacher, I've got a section. Because there's another war. There's not just the war in Iraq. There's not just the war on terror. There's a war we are definitely losing. And that's the class war. Them against us. And that's what those are Baghdad and Baghdad on the Mississippi are just two fronts of that war. Okay? And it begins, and the Rove bots can't keep you pulling that lever. After all, we had 59 million people. No matter how many votes they shoplifted or didn't count, okay, there were still 59 million people that pulled that lever for George. That election was an intelligence test that I think America flunked. So we got to study. So I'm very concerned about what's happening in the schools. No, you know, for those of you, you know, I have here part of the high-stakes exam. Any teachers in here? Yo, right. You know what high-stakes exam, to go from the 3rd grade to the 4th grade, you have to take an exam. And here's one of the exams given out in the state of New York, which is reading comprehension for 8-year-olds. They have to answer these questions, and this is the actual test reproduced in the book, and it says you have to define doubles tennis. Now, I looked out over the Lower East Side. I didn't see a lot of people in tennis whites. Now, the kids in Forest Hills and the Hamptons can answer this because, you know, mommy goes off with Raoul every Thursday for 4 hours and comes back very sweaty. So I know what doubles tennis is, and then I kid you, got to look at this. And I want you to photocopy this and stick it on every schoolroom door for the parents. See, because there's one question here which asks you to define what is a country club. And by the way, the answer, D, is place where people meet. Which people? Okay? So now, that's what I'm asking you. What are you going to do about it? I'm giving you her question. Okay? Get the book, photocopy it, reproduce it, get it out there, put it on your websites, move it around, get an extra copy for your local library, whether they want it or not. Get it, spread it. And then listen very carefully to what these people have to say to you. Because I can only tell you what trouble we're in. They're going to help you get out of it, okay? That's why I wanted them here tonight, as you're listening. So before I turn over, I just want to leave you with one request. One bit of advice that I agree with from a guy named George W. Bush. Kid you not. I don't know if you remember, this is, after all, Mission Accomplished Day, March 17th, 2003, when George Bush strode into the Roosevelt room, looked into the cameras, and announced that Saddam had to leave within 24 hours, or we're coming in to get him. Or he wasn't coming in, but that's... And I thought he was going to, you know, and then he said, I don't know if you remember this, March 17th, 2003, he said, I want to talk to the Iraqi people. Remember that? Now, that's weird because I thought Cheney didn't tell them that they speak Arabic, but I don't care. But I thought, well, maybe he'd say, our kids are coming in to liberate you, so don't shoot them. But, you know, he is a war hero. He didn't care about it. He did say to the Iraqi people, do not destroy oil wells. I kid you not. Look it up. But he said something I completely agree with. He said, do not fight for a dying regime. It is not worth your life. Thank you. Thank you, Randy. Bobby. WBAI.